We love to think that success is all about skill, right? Hard work, genius, strategy. But what if it's not? What if most of what we call success is just dumb luck? That's the gut punch idea from Nassim Taleb's book, Fooled by Randomness. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on how pure chance might be secretly running the show. Let's make this real for a second. Picture that successful person you know. Yep, that one. The one with the fancy car and the enormous house. You've probably thought to yourself, wow, they must be brilliant. But are they? Or did they just get incredibly, unbelievably lucky? To dig into this, the book gives us this perfect little story. It's about two traders, neighbors, living right across the street from each other. And trust me, their story really nails the difference between genuine skill and just, well, lucky, reckless risk-taking.
Okay, so on one side of the street, you've got Nero. This guy's the thinker, right? A conservative trader, playing the long game. He isn't trying to get rich overnight. His number one goal is just to survive in the market. Then, you look across the street, and there's John. He's the classic master of the universe type, making 10 times what Nero makes. He has a whole collection of sports cars, lives in this giant mansion. To anyone looking from the outside, John is obviously the winner, no contest.
But here's the thing. Inside Nero's head, it's a completely different story. Intellectually, he knows John is a fool, just a lucky idiot. But that doesn't stop the envy, does it? Nope. The house across the street just keeps getting bigger, and it's this constant nagging reminder that, by Wall Street standards, Nero is losing. He feels like a total beta male, even though he's the one who actually knows what he's doing. Now, to really get what's at stake here, we have to take a quick detour, all the way back to ancient Greece. There's this incredible story that basically predicts exactly what's about to happen to our two traders. So the story goes like this. You have King Croesus, who is like the Jeff Bezos of his day, the richest man alive. And he meets Solon, this legendary wise man. Croesus shows off all his gold, all his treasure, and he's basically waiting for Solon to say, yep, you're the happiest man alive. But Solon, he's just not impressed. Instead, Solon drops this piece of timeless wisdom on him. He basically says, hey, you can't just look at someone's life at one moment and call it a success. Why? Because the future is always uncertain. What fortune gives you, fortune can snatch right back. The only time you can really call someone happy or successful is at the very end of their life. Or, to put it in slightly more modern terms, as the great philosopher Yogi Berra said, it ain't over till it's over. And believe me, the story of Nero and John is far from over.
All right, so let's fast forward. We're getting to the climax of our story. This is the moment when all those hidden risks, the ones nobody was paying attention to, suddenly they explode.
The scene is the summer of 1998. Global markets are in absolute freefall. It's a total meltdown. And for a guy like John, who's only ever seen his portfolio go up, 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 well, this is the ultimate test. And what's his reaction? Pure, uncut arrogance. He famously said things like, stop losses are for schmucks. He doesn't see a crisis. He sees a buying opportunity. In his mind, managing risk is for suckers. He has absolutely no idea what's about to hit him. And then reality hits hard. The bill comes due. In just a matter of days, John's genius strategies lose his firm, wait for it, over $600 million. All the money he'd made over 7 years, gone, wiped out almost overnight. The aftermath was exactly what you'd expect. John gets fired. He's a pariah on Wall Street. That master of the universe swagger vanished, right along with the money. And Nero, our quiet, cautious thinker, he's still standing. His entire strategy was built on survival. And guess what? It worked. So why did this happen? It wasn't just a market crash. It goes deeper. It was a complete failure to understand what risk really is. And there's a powerful analogy that makes this crystal clear. The big idea we have to wrap our heads around is something called alternative histories. See, we only ever see the one reality that actually happened, and we judge everything based on that one outcome. But for any single event, there were thousands, maybe millions, of other ways things could have gone. John struck it rich in our reality? Sure. But what happened in all those other invisible ones? Let's make this super simple with the Russian roulette problem. Imagine a tycoon offers you $10 million. The catch? You have to pull the trigger of a 6-chamber revolver with 1 bullet in it. You do it? Click. Nothing happens. Phew, you're now $10 million richer. The news calls you a courageous genius. But was that a good decision?
No, of course not. It was an idiotic decision, because in 5 out of the 6 alternative histories, you're dead. That's the key. John wasn't a brilliant trader. He was just a guy who survived a round of financial Russian roulette and was too clueless to even realize he was playing. And really, this is what it all boils down to. This is the core message of the book. Our single biggest mental error is confusing the stuff on the left with the stuff on the right. We mistake luck for skill. We mistake pure randomness for some kind of deterministic pattern. We hear a bunch of noise and convince ourselves it's a signal. We see a lucky idiot and we call him a good trader.
What brought John down is what Taleb famously calls a black swan. This is a super rare, super high-impact event that you just can't predict by looking at the past. All of his fancy financial models said an event like the 1998 crash was basically impossible. So he was making a huge bet that something that had never happened before would never happen. And then it did. Okay, so this is about way more than just Wall Street traders. Learning to tell the difference between luck and skill it's like a superpower. It's a mental model you can apply to almost everything in life. I mean, just think about it for a second. That startup founder who becomes a billionaire overnight, was it pure genius, or was it just being in the right place at the exact right time? What about that rock band with one massive hit, or the political candidate who wins a shocking upset? The point is, randomness is all around us. And that line separating the true visionary from the lucky fool, it's a lot blurrier than we'd like to admit. So after all of this, what's the one thing you should walk away with? It's actually a pretty simple but really profound mental shift. It's this: you have to stop judging a decision by its outcome. A good outcome doesn't automatically mean it was a good decision. You might have just gotten lucky. A good decision is all about the process. Did you consider the risks? Did you think about all those other alternative histories where things go wrong? Nero survived because his process was sound, no matter what the market did in any given year. And so I'll leave you with this final thought. Take a look around you. Think about the successful people you see in your own life, in the news, anywhere, and ask yourself, who here is Nero, the skilled survivor, and who's just a John, someone who got incredibly lucky playing a game of Russian roulette and doesn't even know it?